Before we get into the specifics of Dan's speech app, we're going to review some general iPad settings and areas of troubleshooting. These include guided access, how to enable and disable it, what to do when the iPad freezes, and how to force quit the Lamp app, and how to manually update the iPad iOS software and the Lamp app. In order for Dan to use his iPad as a dedicated speech device, we have to enable guided access in the settings. So we go to Settings, General, Accessibility, Guided Access, scroll down to the bottom, and then we turn that on. Once it's enabled, we can set a passcode for it, which we've already done. This is not the same password to get into the iPad from the home screen. This password is set as 123456. Now let's go and open up the Lamp app. Once it's open, triple click the home button, which is the physical circular button at the bottom of the iPad display. Enter the passcode. And click resume or start in the top right. Now guided access is enabled. And if you want to exit guided access, you click the home button 3 times again and enter the passcode again, which is 123456. Then click end in the top left corner, and now you can access the whole iPad. If the Lamp app isn't working, there are a few things we can do to either reset the app or reset the iPad. The first thing we want to try is force quit the app. So you'll first need to turn off guided access. Hit the home button 3 times and type in the code for guided access, which again is 123456, and then click end guided access in the top left corner. Now hit the home button again 2 times, and you'll see all of the apps that are open. Scroll horizontally to the app you want to quit, which is Words for Life, and quickly swipe up and you'll see it disappear. Now you can go ahead and open the app again, and it should run smoothly. Let's say you are unable to force quit the app and the iPad is not responding at all. Next thing to try is powering off the iPad. Do that by holding down the power button for about 5 seconds, and this screen will appear. So you would just swipe to power off, wait about 10 seconds, and then hold down the power button to turn it back on again. And the last thing we can try is doing a hard reset by holding down the power button and home button simultaneously until the screen goes black, and then simply wait for the iPad to reboot. Sometimes there are compatibility issues because either iOS or the Lamp app hasn't been updated, so we want to make sure that both of those are always up to date. You can check manually by going to Settings, General, and then clicking Software Update. Right now you can see it is up to date, but if it's not, there will be an option to download and install the update. To check that the app is updated, we will open up the App Store and go to Purchased Apps. Then we'll search for Lamp, and right now you can see it says open because the app is updated. If it's not, it would say update, and you would just click that button, go back to the home screen, and wait for the update to complete. This is Dan's vocabulary board, and it's designed specifically for him to use. He has built the board with multiple word folders and vocabulary lists that allow him to talk about his interests and the things he's learning in school. So you can see here we're going into a science folder that he had from last year. There may be a scenario when the app screen looks different than this, or if you click one of the word folders, it may not contain the words that Dan has programmed. So to make sure we are using Dan's vocab board and it is the most up-to-date version, click on vocab in the top left corner. Choose new vocab, and you'll see Dan's vocab with a green lock icon. So here it says Dan's vocab, September 2017, September 1st, 17. If that vocab set is missing, you can click menu in the top right, import export, import from Dropbox, and click the most recent vocab file, marked by date. Wait for it to download. And while we're waiting for this to download, I'd like to stress how important it is for Dan to be able to access his vocabulary. A big part of success with an AAC device is consistency with motor planning for formulating complex thoughts. If Dan doesn't have his vocabulary, he may be frustrated that he can't communicate as seamlessly. And then finally click Save. Then click on that file and it will take a second to load. And now we are in Dan's vocab board. As you can tell, we have his folders and his words like these Star Wars characters. To add a word to Dan's board, first you need to know where he wants to put it on the board and how to get there. For this example, we're going to add the Death Star to his Star Wars vocab. So we'll go to Pages in the top right, Star Wars. And now that we've found the page he wants to put the button on, we go to Menu, Edit Page, and we can pick any of these blank squares. So click one and hit Create New Button, and then label the button Death Star. And we can see a lot of options for styling this button, but we're going to keep all the options as their defaults and just add a picture. So first we hit Select Image to see if there's an image we already have that works. MinSpeak images are within the LAMP app already. As you can see, there are a lot of generic categories, but we probably won't find a match for Star Wars. Now looking at user symbols, these are photos we have already imported from outside of the app, and they are now saved in this folder. We could choose one of these if we find one that matches. But we want to add a new image that we have saved in the iPad photos. This is a photo we downloaded from the Safari browser app after a quick Google search. So hit Import Image, Image Library, All Photos, select our image, and then click Use. We could also take a photo to immediately add to the button. For example, if Dan wants to add one of his friends to his board, he could take a picture of that person by clicking Import Image and then Camera. So now that the image is part of the button, we can hit Save, and then we'll hit Done in the top left, and the button is on the board and ready to be used.